at it again. Episode 3. Hello, this is Noodlez, along with...
Andy.
Woohoo! We're back. What's up, kid?
What's up, number 3?
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
It's a fabulous day.
Happy whatever day it is.
Happy whatever day it is. But it's Hispanic Heritage Month.
Salud.
Before we get into discussing Hispanic Heritage Month, I am so excited for Cali.
Mm-hmm.
Cali just opened up their first cannabis cafe, similar to mimic of the cafes in Amsterdam themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And after going to Amsterdam, I love the idea. I don't know that I know the full details of it all, but I do know that if you bring outside weed, there is a charge, like a surcharge.
Oh, yeah?
It's $20.
BYO bud.
Well, not really BYO bud. I think the intention of the cafe itself is for it to be like a cafe.
Mm-hmm.
You go up, and like the ones in Amsterdam, you'd go up to a bud tender in this case. You would just say what you want off the menu.
Mm-hmm.
In Amsterdam, and I don't know how it'll be in Cali, there would usually be a big bowl of like just rolling paper.
Yeah.
So you have your pick, unless you have a preference of wraps, which I did obviously.
Yeah.
But free rolling paper right then and there.
Yeah.
So once you placed your order, you could just pay, and you're good.
Never been to Amsterdam, so I wouldn't know.
It's a must go place,
That's
especially as a cannabis smoker.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I read on that there's a synagogue right across from that cafe, and the rabbi was scared that they were going to get contact high.
Okay.
Depending on how much they smoke throughout the day.
Holy Sunday would take a whole different meaning if that's the case. I think it's great. I think we should embrace it. I think if this cannabis cafe doesn't get berated by the feds, it will be such a monumental moment in cannabis history as we know it in the States.
Yeah. And
as we know it for like the more progressive states that are legal, to have more of these like opening cannabis situations up. So I'm really excited, and my next trip that's a local trip will definitely be a Cali trip. I have to go check it out. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's been like 2 years since I've been to Cali. And the last time I went to Cali, I went during like a cannabis cup, and I passed out in the car for 2 hours.
So do you remember?
It was a lot of dabs. It was a dab tent that knocked me out. So, but I did wake up at night to see. I caught the end of Slick Rick, and I saw Burner, and then I saw DMX to close it out. It was dope. That was before he got locked up. Or not. No, he was in rehab, right? Or was it? No, he was locked up.
I think so. But he also was in rehab.
He was locked up. Oh, okay. See.
So we also want to shout out our producer, Q Dog. And that was him, in case you're like, who was that other voice? That was Q. So back at it. But yeah, so I think Cali is great. I like how progressive they are. I'm obsessed with this cannabis cafe idea. Cannabis cups will definitely be a go-to situation too. If this cafe works out, that's going to be just so progressive in and of itself.
It's just going to bring in a whole bunch of people.
Bring in a lot of people. People love Amsterdam for the cafes alone. Yeah. So people are going to want to come to Cali to experience the fine wine and experience the cannabis cafe.
Because people would go to Amsterdam while there's cups going on. But they wouldn't even go to the cups because you could get the same stuff over there in the shops. Right. So why pay all that extra money when you could just get it right there in the cafe?
And that's the thing. And what I liked about Amsterdam was that it was fairly reasonable prices. You weren't spending like $30 on a gram, unless it was a high-grade gram. But otherwise, it was a very, like, fairly reasonable. I mean, of course, it was in euros, but very reasonable. Shout out to Dumpkring. That was my shit.
What?
That was the cafe that I used to, like, literally would make it our due diligence to go.
Okay.
At least at one point during the day. Dumpkring.
I gotta write that one down.
It was great. It was great.
Write that one down.
So, back to Hispanic Heritage Month. Qué bonita bandera, o sea.
Salvadorian.
Yes. We are both Salvadorians representing Havana City. Yeah. Let's not get crazy. Pero la unión, stand up. And it's funny because, you know, big potheads. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say the Salvadorian culture is as embracing of the cannabis culture.
No.
How did your mom find out that you smoked?
I think she had an idea, but to me, I thought they knew what it was, but there was a time where, so I had, I was going out the night before, and I had stuff, and I had probably maybe like a half in my car. And I was like, I don't want to ride around with this. So people are drinking and stuff like that. And then, because it was a packed car. So let me just leave this at home. I didn't want to go inside, so I just left it in the mailbox. Mm-hmm. Went out, came back. I had a few drinks. And then I totally forgot about it. I get home, wake up in the morning, getting ready to go out. I think it was like my dad's birthday or something. And it was, because it was a Saturday morning. And then all of a sudden, my dad just comes into my room with a bag of weed or whatever. He's like, "What's this? You know what this is?" He was like, "You know what this is?" And I'm like, "Oh, fuck." So then he was like, "That's weed." He was like, "This is weed?" I'm like,
"Wait, what?"
Yeah, exactly.
What a change of events.
Yeah, he's like, "This is weed?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is weed." He's like, "Que viva es mota!" It was like, see, but my mom's like, "That's weed." It's like, no, it's not weed. So it's like, I thought they knew what it was, like from jump and stuff like that. But it's like they just see the marijuana. Yeah, they just see the marijuana plant, but it's like they don't really know about it. So it's
how
like,
it looks before smoking, once it's trimmed, all the fun stuff.
I don't even know if they know the whole plant, what it looks like. But and then I go downstairs. Because it had to be, it was like a quarter or something. And then I go downstairs, and then it's like, "It's not yours? It has your name on it." I'm like, what? They had an A, because it was in an envelope or whatever. It was in an envelope, had an A. I'm like, that's not mine. Like, someone's trying to set me up. Someone's trying to set me up. And then it was like, "You sure?" I'm like, "It's not mine. You saw it in my room?" It was like, "No, it was in the mailbox outside." And then,
anybody could have dropped it off.
Okay. And then she takes it, goes to the bathroom, dumps it, flushes it. I'm like, okay, you say it's yours, not mine. I turn around, my face just screams like silent scream. Like, I turn around like, and I'm like, I'm down fucking money that I gotta make back. I'm like, fuck. So it's like, with that, throughout the years after that, like, then it got to the point where it was like, fuck it, we just started smoking outside, and then it's like, yeah, I didn't smoke it in front of her, like, we would put it out and stuff, and especially all my friends, and like, you especially, not like, you'd be like, nah, fuck it, I'm smoking, like, I'm not being like, but
I still respect your parents.
You already know how much it is. Exactly.
I know what it is, so I tread lightly, but I still respect them to the fullest, you know. Mm-hmm. But I definitely wouldn't want to have a conversation with either parents about you smoking. That's a fucking fact.
You already know. And then how my mom is, like, you're the one that definitely knows. So it's like, But
background story why he says that are his maternal father and my maternal father, so my grandfather and his grandfather were best friends.
Yep.
Both of our moms are best friends.
Yep.
So we have no other choice but to consider one another as siblings. We are embedded in this closeness of family. Like, our families literally know each other from way back. Like, and it's not only like here, it's like in Havana, they know each other.
They buds in the joint out there too.
Buds in the joints, everybody.
But it's like, and then it's like, she's like, stop with that shit. Stop with that shit. You still doing that shit? I'm like, nah. I was like, nah. I was like, not as much.
What did she say?
Nah, she's like, stop with that shit. I was like, look, I was doing this in college, and that's what brought me to here. So, doing all these different works and everything. A lot of things in the works.
I hear that.
Shout out to True and Living. Shout out Green Passion.
Busy.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely understand though. Single mom, raised me, and my father was in the picture in the beginning. And smoking period, we're not even going to go into weed first. Smoking period was a fucking no-no.
Yeah.
My sperm donor...
No, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sperm donor grabbed his brother because he realized that he was smoking cigarettes. He was like, light up a cigarette, show me how you smoke it. Brother innocently does so.
Oh, shit.
Lights up the cigarette, smoking the cigarette. My father grabbed that shit, put the lit part down his throat, and was like, how do you like that? This is cigarettes.
Holy shit.
This is just cigarettes. That was a great intro.
That's wild.
Put a lit cigarette. Hell no.
Dog, it was very fun to see and witness. And this was such a young age. So I'm like, dog, I'm not even introduced to smoking at all. I don't really know what the fuck is happening before me.
Yeah.
Fast forward, father is no longer in the picture. It's just my mom. I start picking up Black and Milds on a weekend basis. Again, I was a mild queen. I was always smoking my milds. It was really bad. Me and my friend, we would bribe a boppy on Speedwell just to ask him to get us some Smirnoff or Bacardi Raz, closest to it. We never really aimed and got that. Sometimes it was lemon. Sometimes it was a different flavor. Sometimes it was a regular. Whatever we got. It was like a lottery. Mm-hmm. So we progressed and smoked at the church.
At the church.
And we would smoke our Black and Milds there. Like, it was just our session. It was so therapeutic for me then we started picking up weed. Mm-hmm. My friend, we both worked at a flower shop. So ironically, right? Flowers. Our coworker started just rolling up a joint one day after the shift. And she's like, hey, do you want some? Me and my friend were both like, yeah, love it. Progress on. We're smoking more often, along with the Black and Milds. Mm-hmm. So my mom is noticing that I'm smoking. She's picking up on the fact that I'm smoking. I'm trying to douse myself in fucking perfume or like a body spray prior to entering the home.
Yeah, no,
never really worked.
Apply it prior to like 20 minutes before.
No, and I couldn't because I was smoking the mild up until the block of where I lived.
Yeah.
Then, you know what I mean? Like behind the fucking liquor store, quickly.
It's like, I'm out.
I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Once she started to like realize that it was beyond Black and Mild, because at one point I just had no shame. I was like, you know what? You're going to accept me for who the fuck I am. This isn't making me dumb. Like, you can't equate smoking with losing brain cells. I'm still here. I'm still knowledgeable. I got a fucking degree. I'm going to smoke in front of you.
Yeah.
At what point will you give me some respect back?
Yeah.
So then I start smoking my cigarettes, and then she's like, what's happening here? There's more than cigarette going on.
Yeah.
Plus, I got caught one time.
Yeah. Oh, see, that's the worst. Nope. I don't think... Oh, one time I was... Nah. It was at a party. It was a bunch of... That's like... Because like I said, I don't like fucking smoking in front of my mom. So it's like... I had one straight in my hand or whatever. As soon as I opened the door, I just dropped it. I just dropped it right out of my hand. I don't know who it was. I just dropped this shit right out of my hand.
Not
and
today.
it was her. I'm like, nope.
She's not done. She smells it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Because my dad used to smoke. So... And then my dad stopped smoking because my sister had asthma back then. So.
Oh, shit.
No, she beat it now.
Well, no, yeah, but I didn't know your dad used to smoke.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I remember when they came back from Jamaica, major sidetrack combo, and I asked them jokingly, like, y'all had to smoke. You were in Jamaica. Like, no way you didn't. Dad definitely laughed it off, like, you know? But Mom was definitely more like, no, I wasn't trying to touch that shit. very adamant about it. But the way that your dad reacted made me feel like, oh yeah, he definitely was on. He was high.
He definitely hit something at the beach over there at the resort or some shit.
Hey.
Yep.
My mom knows that I'm a big pothead, but I don't think she's really accepting of it. But it's okay, because she doesn't nag me for it, which is really, at the end of the day, what I just need from you. Don't nag me about it.
Yeah, now it's like
we're making moves.
It is what it is.
But you want to put me on punishment?
And what will that do?
Yeah.
I'll still smoke my pen. What will that do?
What? It's like, okay. Just eat an edible and I'll just chill inside all day.
No big deal.
Yeah, right?
Hey, try this.
Yeah.
Let me cook for you today.
Yeah, we had some terpenes that we put in steak one time. That was really good. I forgot what it... Oh, no. It was... I think it was Blue Dream. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I think it was. That shit was really strong. Really.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it smelled really good. And then they put too much, so you really tasted it. Like, the people who know, like, would know there's like, oh, damn, there's terpenes in here. But it's like, my parents had it. And then you see my dad just, like, chilling on the couch, just mad tired, watching TV.
Not realizing what was happening.
It's like, yep.
Not at all
ready
realizing.
To knock out. Because he's never touched that, so it's like, even that, it's going to affect him some type of way.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. But see, okay, so like, we kind of have it under wraps when it comes to our parents.
Mm-hmm.
But when was the last time you went to El Salvador?
When I was, let's say, I think 2006.
Were you smoking then?
Mm-mm.
So it wasn't a big deal.
No. Probably, 2006 or 2005.
Okay.
No.
Still.
Because I didn't start smoking until after college. No, until after high school. Like, really heavy smoking.
Right.
But no, yeah. That was the last time I was there. You were there.
I was.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there in December.
Yeah, see, you were there more recently.
I was celebrating my grandma's 70th birthday.
Dope.
Whoop, whoop.
Dope.
But it was, hey, I am definitely like a smoker. The thought of going a week without fucking smoking was petrifying.
Yeah.
Spending it with family whom I haven't seen in 10 years.
Yeah.
Even scarier. Y'all are going to be on me. I don't want that shit. Like, I just want to lay in the hammock, read a fucking book, leave me alone. Yes, I'm good. Y'all are good. We're all breathing. Let's take pictures. Remember the moment. Keep it moving.
Let's vacation.
Let's vacation.
Yeah.
My cousin understood that I was there for vacation.
Yeah.
My family was like, yo, let's go visit the aunt down the street. Let's go visit your cousin.
They all live right there.
Everybody in the
down
same
the block,
neighborhood.
Down the block.
I couldn't do it.
Everything's down the block.
So I brought my vape pen.
Yeah.
I brought 2 cartridges for the week. It definitely lasted me. But I brought the pen.
But nobody had weed out there?
See, and at this point, I feel like I can definitely ask my cousins, and they will know what's up. Nobody needs to know other than the circle of trust. Because I get along with my uncles and my cousins much more, like my male cousins, than I do with my aunts and my grandma in that aspect. Like, I was out 3 a.m., 4 a.m. at the bar with them, drinking. It was great.
Yeah.
It was like, you know what I mean? The homies.
Mm-hmm.
This is my fam. And it was no big deal. Like, I was smoking my vape pen, and they're like, what is that? And why do you have cigarettes too? Well, I smoke a lot. So this is for, like, meanwhile, like, I'm just holding you over.
Yeah,
and then I spark the cigarettes too, and they're like, wow, okay, we get it. Just relax.
This will do for now.
So I was smoking that shit heavy. They are not, I think, that receptive towards cannabis. Mm-hmm. It is still very taboo within our family, especially in a third world country where El Salvador is synonymous with MS-13. So we always, like, I don't know about you, I'm joking and saying to people, like, I'm Salvadorian, but no relation to MS-13. They may not find it as funny as I do, but I have to say that. Like, you are then going to think I'm a fucking gangbanger to your family or something. And no, what?
Yeah, right.
I'm Salvadorian. That doesn't mean it's not synonymous. So can we just put that out there? Not MS-13. But it is so predominant in the country. Gangs and, like, drugs are closely affiliated. That mentality is there.
That's why my parents didn't want all of us going out there.
No. How could they? How could they?
But they know. They know if you're not from there.
They know.
Yep.
And politically, we will not get into politics at all. But politically, it is a scary moment in our country. And what is going on, the dynamic between this country and El Salvador, is something you definitely feel there. When you're in the grounds, you fucking feel it. So it's weird.
Yep.
It's weird because they know you're a tourist. You're trying to be like, I didn't vote for him. Don't knock me. It was not me.
Yeah, right.
But it's hard to not make you feel like you're also somehow at fault. More people are coming to the country that aren't really adding to the country that it needs to. I was reading something because it was the presidential election. A lot of the financial stream for El Salvador is through American citizens that are sending it to their families back home. That's one of the biggest financial revenues. So if you're not telling your family member, yo, send me a stack, 500 is going to weed. You're not telling that to your family member.
Yeah, no.
So I feel like that's why you're also not talking about weed as much. You're not really smoking it as much unless you're in the bad life. Or like nightlife.
Nightlife, yeah, basically.
Which is gross to even say that. We're so modern now.
Because last time I was there, it was, we were driving in the truck, and all of a sudden, 2 motorcycles pulled up in front, and then there was one in the back. And then my dad was like, no, my uncle, my mom's brother was like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
And like drove like right like around them and shit, just kept them moving.
Because you already know what that is. That's a trap. That's a fucking trap. I thought that's why I think I kind of got away with it a little bit when I was coming down, because it was a holiday. Many people were spending it with the family. Like, I literally flew down on the 24th of December. You know, that's really our Christmas, like the Hispanic Heritage. Yeah. We celebrate that going into 12 midnight, right? Yeah. Like, that's our Christmas. So people were partying the whole time. Like, fireworks everywhere. Everywhere.
All night.
And then I came back shortly before New Year's. So again, people are trying to get the big parties, like that family big party going on. Yeah, they're not worried about
nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. That's
at all.
Just partying.
Right.
Nah, yeah, I want to go back. I need to make a trip back. That'll be the next trip.
But I want to do it, and like, no disrespect to my family because I love them, but not a family trip. Because I want to be in the capital. I want to explore the Mayan ruins that were just recently discovered in the 70s, which are not really spoken about as often, because who the fuck is going to El Salvador?
Yeah, no one.
Nobody.
I've seen one video. Someone did a tourist of it, like he did a video of just like a capital, like of what he did. Things that he tried there, stuff that I've never even heard of, like.
And that's I see. Like, people, I guess the new thing is to kind of like road trip in a caravan down Central America. Not only America, but like down Central America. So I follow this cool couple. They have a bus that's transformed, and they explored all of Mexico, Belize, Honduras, Guatemala, Nicaragua, like all of it. They ended up, I think, buying land in Panama, because they loved it so much after their travels. But the shit that they did in the capital, I was like, wow, I did not know any of this, because I am in the capital for like maybe a half hour, upon my arrival, and then I have to fucking leave immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
So I'm not in the capital that often. So I would love to explore the outskirts. I think that would be beautiful. It has so much to offer.
Yeah.
I did smoke weed in Belize, though.
Belize.
The only English-speaking country in Central America.
That's cool.
That was dope.
Yeah.
That was dope. It wasn't high grade, let's be real. It was like
They spoke English.
They spoke English. The dudes that I became cool with, one was from Cali originally, and the other one was from Boston originally. I nicknamed them Cali and Boston. I can't remember names that easily, so I figured that'd be the best way to do it. And so Cali and Boston were like, "Yo, do you smoke?" Because they saw me taking out the vape pen, and I was like, I do, but I didn't bring anything. And they're like, "Oh, no worries. We'll let you know when we spark it." Done. It was like airy. It was like regular. It was no big deal. But it was cool to do that. That was the first time I did that in a Central American country where I felt comfortable.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, because no.
That's gotta be my next trip.
El Salvador?
El Salvador, then making another trip to somewhere else.
Do it. Because in my Belize trip, I'm really into Mayan ruins. I really like to know our history because we weren't taught our history. So that's been my recent motto when it comes to travel. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of this weird traveling, if you will, because Belize isn't a place where people are like, "Oh my God, I have to go to Belize." Like
solo tripping.
I love a good solo trip. And I do the tours because I'm teaching myself the history that we never learned. I hate to think that I was deprived of it, so I'm fucking going out to explore it.
Yeah.
And so in Belize, I went to Guatemala. One of the biggest Mayan ruins, Tikal. Yo, if anybody goes to Tikal, like, make sure you take hella exercising classes before. Because I ate with it. I was dying within the first pyramid. I was like, "Is this it?"
Yeah.
He's like, "No, there's like 5 more." Okay, that's it for me. Like, I'll check them out from ground level, and that's that.
Yeah, that's that.
I spoke too much. It's too much for me. But I still think it's very interesting, the cultural. Again, touching back, we spoke about it previously, but the cultural. Shyne, yes. Yes, that's where he's at.
Yeah.
That's exactly where he's at.
Shyne.
The rapper.
My bad boys when I shot in the club.
Bad
Belize.
boys.
Oh, in Belize?
Yeah. And then he got deported, so he's back in Belize. So I remember one of our friends was like, "Oh my God, you have to go look for him." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm not making my trip a stopping mission. Like, where does he live?"
See what it is. That's my shit.
Shout out to Shyne.
Yeah, that's my shit.
Yeah. Yes. So Belize is really dope. I recommend it. I definitely recommend it.
Yeah. That's gonna be the one.
Yeah. And it's English. It's the only English-speaking country. And if you speak Spanish, you can also thrive there too, because they have a lot of traffic from Mexico and Guatemala. So they learn Spanish. So you get best of both worlds. Mm-hmm. It's great. It's great.
In the next 5 years. I gotta say that.
Do it. Do it. But don't be afraid to take a solo trip.
Yeah, I've never done a solo trip. That's the one.
It's so worth it. It's so worth it.
Taking a solo trip to my destination.
That's different. It's not really a trip, I wouldn't say. Yeah. More of a journey. Mm-hmm. But a trip itself, start small, grow on it. You are so uncomfortable that you become comfortable in your own skin. Mm-hmm. And you meet so many great people. You have amazing experiences. Mm-hmm. Yes, there's no inside jokes. The inside jokes are amongst yourself. Yeah. But still, you're dying. Like, I love every solo trip that I had. Shitting bricks initially every single time. But then afterwards, hindsight is 20/20. It was the best time of my fucking life. And even my trips with my friends, it's the same thing. It's traveling. Traveling gives me such a high. It's different from actually smoking.
No, it does. It's good for you. It's good for you mentally, physically. Traveling just helps the body entirely.
Completely. Damn, did we even shout out the weed, the strain?
The strain?
We did.
Oh, we did.
We did?
Oh, Skywalker. Yeah, Skywalker OG.
Okay, Skywalker OG and a Dutch Master. No big deal.
Yeah.
And a Palma. Perusing through that. I just thought of that.
Yeah, no, we didn't mention it.
That's good. We're back on it.
Back on it. Boom.
So yeah, and were there anything that you wanted to speak about? You were dying to touch base on?
No, we brought it up before you took mine.
Oh, damn. The Cannabis Cafe?
Yeah, the cafe. Yeah, but I did find out that there is this cup in Spain called Spanibus.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is, I think, one of the largest weed festivals, like, in the world or something.
Oh, wow.
And right now, like, tickets are really cheap to go.
How many days?
Probably for, like, a week, maybe.
That's the Cannabis Cup itself?
I think so. I gotta double check. Spanibus. Look it up. I'll look it up.
Wow. And to be in Spain while exploring that, yes. Cannabis in Spain, 2-in-1.
Spanibus 2020.
Barcelona. Actually, side note, I was just looking at flights. $400 round trip to Barcelona.
Wow.
It's really good. And if the tickets are reasonable, that sounds like a good bucket list item.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like the largest. It's going to be huge. Like
so we'll do more research and we'll speak more about it next time.
Yeah, next time. More info.
But something to look forward to for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when it is?
163 days left.
Until it is.
Yeah, it's in March. It just says it on the site.
March 2020. Is that in association with High Times or not at all associated?
No.
And is it only in Spain or do they do it other places?
And it's in Barcelona, yeah. Spanibus.
See, Barcelona. Although Madrid would be dope, I would take a week just to explore all of Spain too. Maybe even Portugal. I was coming back from Italy, and the lady who I was flying with, she was raving about this hike along the coast of Portugal. The way she spoke about it, her pictures, I was like, wow, that seems to be like...
Portugal, that's another one where I want to go to. Bye.
What does that mean?
It's like go.
Oh.
Yeah, I was on a cruise, and then we were chilling in the... I think like the back room where they have the back of the boat.
Yep.
But yeah, that's where they do like all the big parties and stuff there. And then there was a family that sat down, and all of a sudden they just say bye, and I'm like, yep, they either Brazilian or they're Portuguese.
Yes, that's a language I would love to learn. Portuguese is dope.
Portuguese.
See, you're more advanced than I am.
Nah.
I'm beyond, like, I'm pre-level 1.
Pre-level 1. There's apps. You just gotta find an app to find it.
There's apps.
Busu
all right.
Is what I use.
Who?
Busu. Shout out to them.
I was trying Duolingo. I kind of like them. But
Busu.
I think I set the level too high because I was trying to learn Mandarin. I only got to ni hao, and then I felt too advanced, and I was, like, overwhelmed. So I deleted that.
No, this one's pretty good. I just only tried it, like, first, like, 2 courses. But, yeah, it's like, what do they say? Muito prazer. Yeah, it's like, nice to meet you.
Look at you.
And then, I think that's all I got right there.
So you go to Portugal and then learn as you go.
Yeah, but it's the same thing like Spanish. You can pick it up. Yeah.
And I'm sure you can speak Spanish.
Almost the same. It's very simple.
So we want to end off by adding another segment where we're giving off cannabis quotes. Anything that has to be related to cannabis and one of our favorite quotes. I would like to start because I'm extremely excited about my quote. As we know, I am obsessed with Amy Winehouse. May she rest in peace. I love her dearly, and she was the fucking goat. Like, she was the true G.
Yeah, she was dope.
One of her quotes is, "I believe in casual sex. I know it's sad that I think cheating on people is fine, but I think it's like smoking a spliff. Oops, I've gobbed on myself."
Oh, shit. That's
Amy is a goat. So it's a similar concept. I like where her head's at. Rest in peace, Amy.
Damn. All right.
This is why she's a goat. Yep.
Yeah, she's one of the goats. Yeah.
Just listen to her old songs. Fuck Me Pumps. Wow. That song.
What was the name of the song?
It's literally called Fuck Me Pumps.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
It is. If I'm not mistaken, it's from the Frank album. It's Fuck Me Pumps. It's a dig on the women who go to the club in high heels looking for a married man or an athlete.
I've seen the Fuck Me Pumps.
So you know who she's talking about.
Okay.
So you have to listen to the song. It's a great soundtrack to that.
Yeah. I think, were when I was like first heard it was like "Come Fuck Me Pumps." Pause.
Maybe that's a different song.
No, I'm just saying different saying.
So back to quotes.
My quote from I'll just say how he would say it.
Okay.
This is not a drug. It's a leaf. Arnold.
That was good. That was good. I like him. Arnold is good.
Yeah.
It is a leaf. It really is.
Yeah, a little more than a leaf, but...
It's much more than a leaf, for sure. But definitely not a drug.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. No,
Furthest from. Medication, yes.
See?
Perfect way to sign off. Mm-hmm. And on that note, this is Noodles, and you can follow me at Canoodles, CANNOODLEZ. You can follow us at Buds in a Joint Pod. That's Buds in a Joint Pod, BUDSINAJOINTPOD. That's the only fucking time I'll spell that out. I felt illiterate for a second.
Oh, man.
And Andy.
And I'm Andy.
Thank you, guys. We'll check y'all out next time.
Adios.